Okay, hear me out on this one. This one's a bit crazy. Maybe a little bit of a stretch, but I don't think it's that crazy actually when you think about it. So let's talk about it. What's going to be a good opportunity after AMC rips? And I should say, and I should preface, if AMC rips, because here's the thing. This isn't FUD. This is reality. It is not guaranteed unless it truly is, unless the call was right, it truly is a managed event and the government's involved and they've already got the pieces in place to finally just be like, okay, it's time, time to pay the piper. That's the only way this thing's guaranteed. Other than that, it's not guaranteed, guys. Like, again, this is not FUD, but look at reality. The shorts and the hedgies who are short on this play, what do you think they would rather do? Let's say the DOJ and the FBI uncover some things. Do you think they would rather pay, $100 million fine from the SEC or pay us billions and possibly lose their entire company and their existence and take the entire market down with it? And then, obviously the government would step in at that point, but it would cause absolute chaos. Do you think they would want to do that? Or would they just want to, hey, yeah, slap on the wrist, here's my $50 million, $100 million fine, we'll never do it again, I promise? I don't know. You be the judge, right? So that's why I say it's not guaranteed unless it truly is a managed event. This thing is not guaranteed. So with that out of the way, what do I think is going on? I'm not going to say the best opportunity because there's always going to be opportunity, guys. Like, opportunity is like a well-ran, that's the proper English, well-ran transit system. There's always another bus or another train coming behind it if it's well-ran. So there's always going to be something else, right? Look at Volkswagen. Everybody said, arguably that was the greatest squeeze of all time and it'll never happen again. The element of surprise, that'll never happen again. Here's a wake-up call. History does truly repeat itself because the lesson is never actually learned. By the time the lesson is learned, usually the people old and mature enough to learn that lesson, they die or forget it, and then it doesn't get passed down. So history, just look through the past, right? There's way too much evidence supporting this theory. History just continues to repeat itself, and that's why cycles happen, because it's just so repetitive. It just happens over and over again. So to call, AMC is called the MOASS, the mother of all short squeezes. Nothing will ever happen like this. A setup like this will never happen again. I doubt it. I doubt it, because if it does happen, what will happen is all of the regulatory change will happen, and then 2008, 2009, perfect example, right? All the regulatory change happened, and then people started to forget what happened with that mess, and things loosened up again, and then everybody went back to their old ways, right? It's just human nature. We're greedy. We're greedy by nature. So let's get to the point. I'm not going to say that this is the best opportunity post AMC squeeze, if it squeezes, but this is going to be a really good opportunity in my opinion, and that is, hear me out, AMC itself. Excuse me, because I don't think, personally, I don't think that this squeeze, when it happens, if it happens, is going to be a long, couple year thing. I think this is going to be a quick, just 3, 4, 5 days, just rip, one and done, and then back to planet Earth type situation. So if that does happen, what always happens in the market with stocks when things like this happen is there's going to be a point where everything is going to be completely overbought, which is why everything's going to sell off, and then we're going to reach a tipping point where it's oversold. That's not always, but that's generally happening in the markets quite a bit, right? It's the pendulum swing. It's swinging from overbought to oversold, and it's always trying to find that balance in the middle. It's called reversion to the mean, where it's basically stocks and equities and investments retracing back to their long-term averages over the long term, right? Everything kind of swings back to that average in the middle, but there are periods of overbought, there's periods of sold, and then everything comes back. So I think if AMC does rip 3, 4, 5 days at the most, I think it could, I think there's going to be a period where it's going to be completely oversold to the point where it's way undervalued, because some people are saying, a lot of people in this play, it's unfortunate to see, but whatever, they're entitled to their opinion. They're saying, fuck this company, it's a piece of shit, it's dying, it's dead, blah, blah, blah. And I've even said that. The business model, I think, is dead. However, I don't think this company is dead. Their fundamentals have dramatically improved. January 2021, when I first got into this play, yes, they were very much facing bankruptcy, but they avoided it. They've restructured some things. The pandemic is mostly behind us. You know, earnings, movies, people are coming back, earnings, things like that. We just had one of the best quarters in a long time. Fundamentals are returning back to this company. The company's looking healthy again. And here's another reason why I say that. So me being the type of investor I am, very much a value type play, classic value investor, contrarian type thing. The price to book right now, if you look at the price to book of AMC, it's like 0.18. That, like, for a value investor, that not that you make an investment on that number alone, but when you look at that, you're like, whoa, that is attractive. That is really low. Versus something like Cinemark. Cinemark is over 6 price to book. So what that tells me, just on that one metric alone, Cinemark is way overvalued and AMC is way undervalued at, like, whatever, I don't even know what we're at today, the line, 15 bucks, 16 bucks. So what I'm saying is, if this thing gets completely oversold back to the point where, you know, it goes to like 2, 3, 4 bucks, it's going to be way, way, way undervalued. And no, you're not going to see your insane tendies, your insane profits. But if this thing does get oversold back to like 2, 3, 4 bucks, and you buy it then, and it settles back to its fundamental value of around, like, from what I've calculated and seen, it's like that 10, 12, kind of $18 mark. That's going to be a pretty good investment. I know it's, you know, people... The crazy thing with the last 2 years and all this, you know, the Robinhood fandemonium, all this craziness and all that day trading from government stimulus, people have become detached from what is normal. People think that 3, 4, 5, 600% returns in, like, you know, 2, 3 days is normal. That is not normal in the stock market. That's not normal, guys. Long term, that is not. So having a stock, you know, buying it at like $6 and it goes to 8, 10, it's a pretty good return. It's pretty good, and I think that could happen with AMC. I think, like I said, I think we're gonna see a period of completely oversold, and it's gonna be a good buying opportunity as a fundamental. Like, push, you know, put the squeeze short play stuff aside. It's gonna become a good fundamental buy at, like, you know, whatever it goes to, right? I'm just throwing out numbers. Well, let's say it goes to $5, $6 or $3 or whatever it is. That will be a really good fundamental buy, because it'll probably settle back at its fundamental value after all the all the dust is settled, the shitstorm's over, and I think it's gonna be a pretty good opportunity. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Peace.